More now on today's other big story. Just moments ago, 17 Republicans joined all Democrats in voting to move forward on a procedural motion to debate a bipartisan infrastructure bill announced earlier today. Now, agreement is just the first hurdle. What comes next is a treacherous marathon filled with landmines that may or may not lead to a final passage. Take, for example, what happened earlier today. Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema, a key Democratic negotiator of the bipartisan deal, finally admitted that she does not support the $3.5 trillion reconciliation spending package in its current form. Now, this could be a problem for the progressive members of the Democratic Party who were willing to sacrifice a number of issues in order to get the bipartisan infrastructure deal done. But this was only with the understanding that more would be addressed in the reconciliation package. With me now is NBC News national political reporter Sahil Kapoor. Sahil, busy day on Capitol Hill. Before we get into the politics of this, though, I think it's important for the folks at home to understand what exactly is in this bill.
Absolutely, Tiffany. This is a big vote for the bill, a major breakthrough for a piece of legislation that senators have tried to move for quite a while now. And here's what it includes. It's $550 billion in new spending on infrastructure projects. That includes roads and bridges. That includes highways. It includes public transit. There's about $65 billion in here for new broadband. It includes water infrastructure as well. There's a lot in here that every American from coast to coast will experience on some level if this passes. It has not passed the Senate yet. This was just the first vote, but you had 17 Republicans voting with 50 out of the 50 Senate Democrats to move forward with this. That is not just the core 5 Republicans who are negotiating this bill. It's not just moderates like Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski. It is conservatives, too. It is Mitch McConnell, the Senate Republican leader who has self-styled himself as a grim reaper of progressive legislation, says this deal should move forward. And he appears open to the final product here. So a big deal here for one of President Biden's top priorities on a series of projects that have long had bipartisan support, Tiffany.
Well, it's a big deal for President Biden, but it seems to hit a sour note with some members of the progressive wing of the party. I want you to show a picture or a tweet that AOC responded to when it came to the Sinema news that she would not support reconciliation. It says, good luck tanking your own party's investment on child care, climate action, and infrastructure while presuming you'll survive a 3-vote House margin, especially after choosing to exclude members of color from negotiations and calling that a bipartisan accomplishment. She wasn't alone there. Congressman Peter DeFazio called this bill crap. So if you have that kind of sentiment in the progressive wing of the party, how will this impact the infrastructure bill overall?
This is going to face a real hurdle once it gets to the House, Tiffany. And here's how Democratic leaders are trying to finagle this. There is a $550 billion bipartisan deal, which includes infrastructure. That's surface transportation. That's highways and roads and bridges, what I just talked to you about. There is a separate bill, this reconciliation bill. That's just a fancy term for this major safety net expansion that President Biden is looking at passing. That includes money for child care, elder care, climate change investments. It includes health care spending that would expand Medicare benefits to include dental and vision and hearing aids, and potentially also lower the eligibility age. That second piece is the biggest priority of progressives. And Speaker Nancy Pelosi is on the side of the Progressive Caucus in saying that the House is not going to vote on the bipartisan infrastructure deal until the Senate passes both bills. That is her leverage. That is her way of saying that all 50 Democratic senators had better get on board with those other roughly $3 trillion in President Biden's priorities before the House moves.
While some of the issues you mentioned disproportionately impact communities of color, and we just want to note, as AOC said, there were no people of color a part of this negotiation. So we will certainly keep our eye on it. Thank you so much, Sahil Kapoor.